So a little background. Ignatius was a bit of a racial hotspot for some discordance last year. Students of color were less than enthused with how the administration was engaging ideas of race and diversity, and used a silent protest to illustrate their feelings to the Ignatius community, while simultaneously presenting a letter to the administration articulating those feelings and encouraging them to take steps towards establishing a more inclusive and diverse community. To that end, we used our second Ignatian Values Day to address the idea of loving others and being open to growth, which are two tenets that are expected of the graduating students in graduation. Focusing specifically on the topic of racial unity, the administration asked 33 juniors and seniors, including myself, to engage with the ADL in 2 workshops in order to prepare us to lead our classmates in discussion in a way that would allow for respectful and honest conversation. In 2 full days, that small group was asked to engage topics like bias and stereotyping in a way that called for as much self-exploration about our own way of thinking as learning about the ways other people think of us. In learning how to recognize and appreciate the differences within our local and ethnic communities, we were also tasked in one activity to recognize the similarities we all share. The activity asked us to list a couple different nouns, like family, friends, or religion, and figure out which 3 were the most important to us. I think I chose the idea of family as mine, and it was most impactful to see that that sentiment was shared not just by me, but other classmates that looked just like me and others that didn't. We learned in the training how to create environments to have our dialogues that were safe, but not necessarily comfortable. The want was for students to feel comfortable enough to say how they felt, but in an empathetic way, in order to recognize that their opinions may be offensive or hurtful to some. We implemented different code words to allow students to know when they had struck a nerve, or for them to recognize when something they said could have struck someone else's nerves. And when that day came, I was pretty excited to lead my peers in discussion, even more so when I came to the classroom and saw some of my best friends were the people whose conversation I was going to facilitate. Having all of them in the room definitely broke a little bit of the formality, and I was able to engage them honestly about the topics at hand, which was microaggressions. Microaggressions are comments that can leave an unintentional mark on the person who receives them. We learned what they are through ADL-provided videos and worksheets, and then we discussed recognizing microaggressions in our peer-to-peer relationships, how we can eliminate using them within those relationships, and how we can lead the underclassmen towards reducing the use of harmful language within our school culture. Aside from the leadership opportunity, it was very inspiring to hear my classmates think introspectively and come to conclusions about where they are in their own lives and how they can take steps towards bettering themselves and our community at large. It was also fun to hear them use our code words. One of my classmates was a 265-pound offensive lineman, and he made the whole class kind of chuckle when he responded to another student's statement with, "ouch." I didn't really expect to use that language in any other setting, but an extracurricular position I hold is the teen presidency of a leadership organization devoted to community service and African-American families. We hold these 2 regional clusters, one of which was in Chicago, and there we ask teens to engage some tough questions in an open forum called Straight Talk. And even within that, I couldn't help but utter from the podium, "oops," when I said something a bit controversial. I really want to thank the teachers at Ignatius for giving me the opportunity to lead my students, my classmates I should say, and helping me along the opportunity, and everyone I interacted with from the ADL. It was humbling and insightful, and I've come out a more aware friend, brother, and citizen of the world. Thank you.